We've heard a lot from LaVar Ball as
Shocker.
of late. And we learned a little bit more, though, recently about an unfortunate situation the Ball family is dealing with at home, as LaVar's wife and Lonzo's mom, Tina, recently suffered a stroke, still having some difficulty speaking. In light of this news, Maggie, should it change how we view LaVar Ball at all?
Okay. Should it change how we view LaVar? Probably not. Is he still this sort of boisterous carnival barker, egomaniacal, Kris Kardashian wannabe? Yes, he still is that. Does it change a little of how I think of LaVar Ball? Yes, it does, because I'm a human being. Mm-hmm. And now realizing how much Tina, his wife, was dealing with the effects of the stroke, and still is, from this article by Ramona Shelburne. It's a profile, really, and she does a fabulous job. Tina Ball may not have all of her speech back at this point. There might be some facial, situation where maybe an eye is droopy, a mouth. These are things that real life people have to deal with. And, the fact that LaVar Ball has told his sons, and we learned through this piece, you just worry about yourself, and I have mom, and I'll take care of her. On a human level, that makes me feel like LaVar Ball is relatable. The LaVar Ball that we see on television and who is constantly calling out Michael Jordan and Steph Curry and saying you can't win with white players and getting high school coaches fired, that LaVar Ball I cannot connect to. The one who's taking care of his sick wife, that makes him more human to me. Yeah,
you do try to put yourself in somebody else's shoes, whether they be big baller brand or what have you, and sympathy is something you feel. I do separate it, though. It doesn't change how I feel. It doesn't make you exempt from anything you say or your actions. Now, I never had really that much of a problem with LaVar Ball's actions or words in the first place. I mean, some of the stuff that he said was outlandish and crazy, and you could take umbrage with, but it wasn't that serious. There's nothing he said that really should be contemptible, and that's what struck me a little bit, is the backlash to it. We as a society have a little bit of a backlash to overexposure deal. Now, there's some of it that you go, come on, dude. UCLA, they have, white starters and guys who are going to the NBA from there, but the whole White Man Can't Jump movie was based on something probably, but it doesn't change the way I view him.
No, I'm just curious, though, about moving forward. I think a lot of people see LaVar as this sort of agitator, but they don't take him seriously yet because we don't know if Lonzo is going to be a good NBA player or if he's going to be a bust. If all three Ball children end up being, serviceable to very good to great NBA players, I think people will look back at LaVar's methods and say, wow, he was a trailblazer. He was really doing, he was getting, doing things in a different way. He wasn't just doing the status quo. He created and is attempting to create this brand, whether you think it's cool or not. He's trying to change the system. We just don't know if it's going to work because it all depends on his kids.
And that was my biggest problem with him, and still is, the shots he took at his son's teammates, who are his friends, who are his peers, right? And the undue pressure he may be putting on them. Because if Lonzo Ball turns out to be a good NBA player, he may be dubbed a failure because of how he was sold from LaVar Ball. But actually listening to LaVar Ball, I treat him like a pro wrestling announcer. That's basically what he is to me, is a pro wrestling guy.
One thing, small thing. Every former athlete or coach that I've talked to since LaVar became a thing has said he's not helping. So I'll take the parenting advice from the people who have actually gotten to the professional ranks and who have succeeded on that high level. If they're the ones who are saying this guy is getting in the way, I tend to agree with them. There's really not like one person who's standing up for LaVar.